So love has to be communicated. And not just communicated from God to us, but there must be a response from us to God. Romans 12, verses 1 and 2 tells us, here's your response after you pray. After you confess, here's your response. Or continual response, should I say, is present your body as a living sacrifice. Holy, 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 H-O-L-Y, holy, which means you must present you, W-H-O-L-L-Y, before him. And the way you present yourself, H-O-L-Y, with him, is that you are saying amen to everything he's communicated with you about his love for you. You agree. Holiness is being in agreement with God. Since God is holy, be ye what? Also holy. Well, how is God holy? In that God says, I couldn't find anyone greater than myself to commune about situations. So what I say is so, is so. And when God says something is, whatever he says is holy. So when in order for us to be holy, we have to be in agreement with what God has said. We have to be in agreement with what God has said. And how can we say we're in agreement with what God has said? This isn't it.
That's right.
Well, Pastor, that means yes. No, it doesn't have to mean yes. Can you prove it? Yes. The word of God says, yet let your yea be, which means somebody's yea can be a nay. Right? Let your nay be what? Nay. I mean, somebody's nay can really be a. We just saw it in this last election, didn't we? Folks said this person wasn't going to win. Everybody's on film saying, oh yeah, we're going to vote for this person. We're going to vote, but then we turn around, what happened? So their nay wasn't, and their yea wasn't. So this is not responding to the love of God. Doesn't mean anything.
That's right.
The word of God says, out of the abundance of your heart. He's talking about your spirit and your mind. Your spirit and your soul. He said, out of the abundance of you, your mouth is going to speak. Right? So, love has to be communicated, and then love requires a response. So watch this. In order to be holy, like God is holy, God is holy, God is the Spirit, God is His Word, God is love, God's Word is love, God's Spirit is love. So everything about God that is God is love, and everything about love is holy. So He says, I'm holy, you be holy. He said, then you agree in response to what I have said.
Yes, amen. Amen. That's right.
And when you do that, now you are presenting your body as a living sacrifice in agreement, in response that corresponds with the love that I've already completed.
Amen. Amen.
Right?
Yes.
See, there's word response and then there's action response.
Yes.
Word response is in Romans 10, 8, 9, and 10.
Yes.
The action response is in Romans 12, 1, 2. And then he tells you how to do it in verse 3.
Yes.
He says, this is how you do verse 1 and 2. Present your body as a living sacrifice. All its members and faculties. Holy and acceptable to God was your reasonable service.
Yes.
And prove now. Prove now. Here what it says, Lord knows. Right? And then he goes on in verse 3. He says, this is how you do it. No longer be conformed to this world.
Yes.
After the social norms of this world.
All right. All right.
the acceptable practices of this world. Now, mind you, we're not saying in the world.
Yes.
He's saying of this world, this system.
Yes.
What your average person that's of this world, that operates in this system, that agrees with the love of this system,
All right. Come on.
do not agree with that and call it love.
All right. Come on. Amen.
Because then you are not holy as I am holy. And therefore you are not operating as love as God says is I am love.
Amen. Hallelujah.
He says, but be you completely transformed
Yes. Hallelujah.
by the entire renewing of what you think love is.
Yes. Amen.
So the person that sang the song, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Obviously, didn't know Jesus.
That's right.
Because they knew Jesus, then love would have already been shown.
That's right.
Then they would already know that love was shown.
Yes. Amen.
Right?
Yes. Amen.
See, what the song sounds good, so we kind of go along with it because it sounds good, it makes us feel good. You know, because that's the love of this world system. But he said, listen, I want you to understand, I want you to understand
Yes.
that in order for you to operate in a way to where you're going to allow me, God himself, love, cause love to work in your life on your behalf,
Yes.
you have to be in agreement with what love has already said and love's already done.
That's right. Amen.
If you're not in agreement with it, you don't have to be concerned about it because it won't work for you.
Yes. That's right. Amen.
Well, how does God judge if you're going to give me, not how does he judge, but how he gives you to understand, others may judge if you are in agreement with his word or not. He says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is full of grace and able to edify the ones that hear. Well, what is corrupt communication? Anything that God hasn't said is corrupt communication. And then you say that God hasn't said it ain't love. It don't make a difference what somebody titles it. It still isn't love.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't work. And you have to keep doing it over and over and over. Because when something works, you don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
That's why when Jesus came and finished what God had already completed that we broke, and when he started the plan of redemption already throughout the Old Testament, when Jesus came, he just finished what God had started with the plan of redemption. He said, it is finished once and for all. You don't have to come back and do this over again. Because when love has done something, it never needs to be done over again.
Amen.
That's why when you get married, it said, until what? Death do you part. So what separates you from death, from the love of God in this earth? I'm talking about the person he put in your life to display love to you. This type of love to you. Only what will separate you is death.
That's right.
Watch this. He's not talking about separate you physically.
Right. Come on.
It's not what it's just. Yes, it gets to physical. It's not talking about just physical.
All right.
Because you could very well be alive and married. And you be in a corrupted situation. You get all kind of stuff coming out your mouth and come out your mouth. Matter of fact, the word even talks about your communication. If you're the type of person that before anybody says anything, you go negative on what you think they're saying.
All right. All right.
Well, let me go here because some of y'all look at me like I don't know if that's true or not. Let's go here. Let's just go there. Let's go right there so folk won't think, that we just pastor just making stuff up now. You done gone too far. You done gone too far now. Gone way too far. 1 second, we're gonna get right there. Proverbs 18:2. Proverbs 18 too. Give you a second to get there. It says, a fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his own opinion.
Oh.
So you're answering a matter before you hear it. If one gives an answer before he hears, it is his folly and his shame. So just think about that. Love must be communicated. Love requires a response. But if you're not operating in God's kind of love, then anything come out of your mouth, be it with your lips or with the actions of your life, you operate in something that's corrupting. And because you're operating in something that's corrupting,
Come on. Amen. Come on, preacher. Come on, preacher. Preach the word. That's the truth.
you're not operating in revelation. The revealing of what God has done. And we said earlier, my people perish. Not the people that's not my people.
That's right.
Not the worldly people. My people.
All right. All right.
Your life begins to rot and wear away
Okay.
because you are not operating in, you have not received, you have not said amen and let it be
All right. Amen. Come on. Yes.
what I have revealed to you.
Mm. I'm in agreement. Yes.
So before you even hear God,
Yes. Come on. Come on.
you now begin to say something or do something, and then when it don't work out right, you got to go back and try it again. Why? Because it's not done according to the response that love has said you ought to respond to.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
Yeah.
when
That's
you
it.
receive salvation, you never got to go back and get it again.
That's right. Come on.
When God delivered us, we never got to be delivered again.
Yes. All right.
Remind us. That's right.
You know, 1 Corinthians 13 says this in King James. Though I speak with the tongues, how do you speak? How you speak with tongue?
Yeah.
The tongue, you speak with your tongue, not this.
All right. Come on,
Right?
Pastor.
Because this could be a lie.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Yes.
You know, oftentimes, basically, when I'm talking to a person and they start smiling and they don't answer me, I already know you're lying.
Yes. That's right.
I may not say it to you because you may not be able to handle it.
Yes.
But when I've been around you long enough, I'm going to tell you you're lying.
Yes.
I ain't said nothing. That's my point right there. You think you ain't said nothing.
Yes. That's it.
I ask you a straightforward question
Yes.
and you can't even give me an answer.
Yes.
So whatever it is you're trying to communicate with me is false, or you would say it out of your mouth.
Yes. That's right. Amen. Amen.
That's why you never get out of life what you expect.
Yes.
You only get out of life what you expect.
Yes. All right. All right.
Is that I know that's your saying, Pastor. I know that's your quote. I know that you've been hearing it for 15 years or so. I've been hearing it. I've been knowing it for 30 years. I've been hearing you say that for almost 20-something years. Yeah, but where did I get it from? I got it from the Word of God. I got it from the Word of God. The Word of God said, try the Spirit first to see if they be of God. He said, inspect what you expect. And see, this is how we get duped.
Come on.
This is how we get duped. The Word of God says, be very careful. That's how you deal with strangers, because you could be dealing with angels unawares.
Yes.
Do you know why he said be careful? Because you could be. Because that means he's telling you are not always.
That's right.
So if we get duped once or twice by giving people on the curb money, we ain't never gonna do it again. All you're gonna do is gonna get hot, and you just missed your encounter.
Yes. Come on. Amen. That's right. That's right. That's right.
You just you just missed your encounter because you got locked into that. I'm not going to really hear what God say first. I'm going to respond before I hear what he got to say. And then wonder why love, this God stuff don't work. Or it only work for this person. It don't work for them over there. This part work, but that part don't work.
Come on. Come on. Amen.
Love is not going to work for you if you're not working for love.
That's right. That's right. Amen. Come on.
I mean, can y'all do me a favor? Can you repeat this? God is
God is
at least as smart as me.
As is.
So how long are you going to put up with people dogging you out without you saying something?
All right. Come on.
And if they choose to continue to dog you out, how long are you going to continue to work with them dogging you out? I mean, he's at least as smart as you, right? Because you're going to stop at some point, right?
Yes.
You're going to say this, you don't want to change.
Yes. That's right.
You don't want to change. And if you notice, nowhere on my door does it say garbage disposal.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Amen.
Nowhere on my door does it say psychiatrist, or it would also say $300 an hour. Pay the first 2 hours in advance. We're not doing that. So you don't want to change. That's cool. I'm going to love you in your unchanged state.
Yes.
Yet I'm moving on while you stay where you are.
That's right.
Right? I mean, at some point you're going to do that, right?
Yeah.
So God is at least as smart as we are. So what makes us think that God is going to continue to operate his goodness in our life and we don't change? We want love to work for us, but we don't want to work for love. And we want love to work for us 12 hours a day, right? Right?
Yes. Come on.
18 hours a day.
24.
How many hours a day?
24.
And if we could get an extra hour in, we want that too. God has said, well, can I get you to do the same thing?
All right. Come
Can I get you to work for love 24 hours a day? Can you get me out looking at your situation and your circumstances and your ills and your desires and your longings and your guilt and your shame and your fabulousness and how right you are and how wrong? Can you get past all of that? Can you just work for me 24 hours a day just like I'm working for you?
Yes. Come on. Amen. Come on.
He says, even when you go a-whoring after other gods and you despise me, I still come after you.
Yes. Come on. That's
He
right.
said, you want me to work for you, right? I'm telling you, he said, I'm telling you how to get me love to work for you. I'm already working on your behalf, but it ain't working in your behalf because you're not working your behalf according to the behalf I told you to work.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Amen. Hallelujah. Come on.
He said, watch this. He said, you're going to come to this conclusion that although you may speak with tongues, speak, communicate,
Yes. Come on.
articulate,
Come on. Come on.
revelate.
Come on. Give me some truth. Come on.
Ruminate. Although you may do all that with the tongues of men and angels, he said, here's what you're going to find out. Here's what you're going to find out. He says, you have no love. You have become. Wow. Wait a minute. What were you before you did that? You have become like somebody standing out on the expressway with cans and chitlin box containers beating on them. Which I'm still trying to figure out how you want me to give you money for beating on a chitlin container. Where is the artistry in it? I mean, why am I entertaining? I mean, if I'm from a different race and I don't know what a chitlin container look like, I might think say, oh, poor man came pouring the drums. No, they ate chitlins, cleaned out the thing, they got on the street and he started banging on them, and you give them money. I'm just, you gotta require more out of people. If you don't require them to come up when they come around you, you're gonna go down to meet with them. Okay.
Oh, come on, that's
Y'all
the
missing it.
Come on.
Watch this. This is why some of our lives, the quality of our inner life and outer life has gone down.
Yeah.
Because we have begin to settle with things
Yeah.
because the world says, oh, this is love.
Yeah.
Just give them some money.
No.
Yep. I got it.
That's right.
Let them wash your window.
Yeah.
I got it, Lord. That's right.
Look at they holding the sign. Me and my baby need something to eat.
Yep. And we just.
Do you really think that God is not saying to you, she's got a Mercedes-Benz 550 around the corner?
Yes. Come on.
That's why she come here with her sign every day. She coming to work because she know you got to come this way to work.
Oh, come on now.
If you didn't fall for her deception, she would go to another corner.
Yes, that's right. Come on.
Then when the God says, when I ask you to give me something, you say you don't have it.
Yes, that's right.
Come on now,
And they're
Pastor.
trying to do something. Yes. Come on.
I tell you to stop in your work day, you don't have time.
Yeah.
But you got time to go and take them to McDonald's. Don't leave this undone because you did that.
Yes.
That's right. That's our
Do
God.
what he
That's
said
right.
too. That's right.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's it.
Come on, get some truths.
He said, you have become as sound and brass and the tinkers of. I was way over here. I was in harmony with God. I was in chorus with God. I was in concert with God.
Yes.
God and I was making beautiful music together throughout life.
Yes.
And every place we went, God wanted people singing that song. But now, because I decided to go with what the world say, I'm in agreement with what they call love. Now I have become something different. And I'm walking around thinking I'm what I was. Wondering why this used to work, but why I don't see why it's not working now. Because over here, you working. Over here, you were doing what God worked.
Yes, that's right.
So the word God tells you, tells us very clearly.
Yes.
You say it's by grace, like you say.
Yes.
That's right.
That's right. Yes.
It is the gift of God and not by any of your works.
Yes. Hallelujah. Yes.
Well, how are we supposed to know what to work and not to work? Easy. Easy. James 1:25 tells us that when you look and you see what the word says, do the work of the word. Do the work of the word. Don't go just do some work. Do the work of the word. Once again, when you agree with the word, you're agreeing with God. When you agree with God, you're agreeing with love, and now love is working in your behalf.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
right. Amen.
When you don't agree with God,
Yes. That's right. Mm-mm.
that's why we get stiff-lipped.
Yes. Come on. Amen.
And the word says such and such, we don't say nothing. Preacher, say amen. Say amen. Say amen. Oh, when is he going to be tired of saying amen? Listen, contrary to belief, I can't speak for most preachers, but I can tell you about this one. If you say nothing to me, it ain't going to move what I know I'm saying about this just right, because I'm not going to get in front of you and say what God say on the day you say amen, and say what he say something he don't say and say he said it on the day you don't. So the amen is for you.
Yes.
That's right.
Amen says, and it is so, let it be in my life. That you go from where you are off base and unholy in that area, you now get on base and you now are holy in that area.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
Come on now, Pastor.
Amen.
Goes on to say this. It says, and though I have the gift of prophecy,
Yes. Come on. Come on.
y'all know we love that, right?
Oh,
Even when we don't call it prophecy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When somebody
We ruminate,
come on.
right? We
Hear something
ruminate.
good. Yeah.
We opinionate.
Mm. Oh my.
And all you do with your life between you and God is frustrate. We want to tell everybody what to do,
Yes.
and you ain't doing it yourself.
Yes. Come on. Come on. Yes.
What God deals with that says, listen, you who stand in front of people, you who around folk, you be around people, telling people about how to live right. Are you living right?
Yes.
Are you working to do it? Or are you one of them people that you just want to tell other people? And then you do your thing your own way. Well, I did my duty. I told the truth. I'm going to live a lie and it's okay. We love telling people, come on, how many of y'all will admit you love telling people, you giving your opinion? Come on, just be right about it. You know you love your opinion. So listen, early day, was putting money in the meter out front. And these two women were talking. And one was saying, it's a doggone shame. When you get all the money out of you can, they don't ever give you no free parking. So I heard her. So I said, I'm not trying to eavesdrop, but I just want to let you know, on Sundays out here, it's free on those streets. I said, but this street we parking on is not owned by the city of Chicago. That's why you have to pay the meter, because the city don't own it. But the streets that the city owns on Sunday over here is free. Oh, man. Well, now she can go look for a park on the street for free instead of paying on a street that ain't free.
Yes.
That ain't ruminating. That ain't opinionating. That's giving truth.
Yes, that's right.
And because of the love of Christ in me, I had to say and share with her what would be a blessing to her.
Yes, that's right.
But now here's opinion. You know what? I was just saying the same thing to my wife the other day. This city, they just try to rob you for every penny you get. You know, what you feel about taxes? Well, you know, I think taxes. What about that bag thing where it's 7%? Wait, now you just look at where you done gone. Look, you done gone from love and working what God is working, and you done came over here and started working your own thing.
Yes, come on. Yes.
But you prophesy, I know you're giving your opinion, and folk listening. They in the dark, you would have turned the light off and got in the dark with them.
Oh, no.
You both in the dark, stumbling around, blind leading the blind. But the problem is, at one point, a minute ago, you wasn't blind. A minute ago, you could say, I was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Now it's I was lost, and I'm lost again. I was blind, and I'm just as blind as I was before I ever got outside. You came over here, now you got caught in that. I mean, that's really how easy it is. And once you get over here, you start feeling good about it. Because you know, the most dangerous things we have from our past life is memories. Memories are fresh, and tied to every memory is a feeling.
Come on, that's right.
Tied to every memory is a feeling. So I get that same old easy feeling, right? We get that easy feeling again,
No.
and it won't let me down. Right? So here you are. The feeling ain't let you down. It's doing its thing. See, don't this feel better? Oh, this feels so much better than the other thing. So the other thing, I had a thought. I had to check it against the Word of God. The other thing, we're going to take action. I had to check it against the love of God.
That's
the
right.
other thing,
Right.
but now I ain't got to do that. I can just say what I want, feel what I want.
No.
It's my thing.
No.
I can do what I want to do.
No.
Feels real good until stuff don't work out right. And it used to be a day you would go to your spiritual leaders and say, this what happened, I don't know what happened. We don't do that now. We just Google stuff.
Come on.
When you leave here today, ask Google who is Jesus. Do it. Because while you Googling, trying to find out why your life ain't operating right,
Okay. Come on.
the only thing you're going to find is what somebody put in Wikipedia.
All right.
And what they chose not to put, you ain't going to find.
All right. Come on. Come on.
When you leave here, say, hey, Google,
Okay. Come on.
who is Jesus Christ?
Yes.
Just do it and see what it says.
Yes.
I ain't gonna tell you, just do it. and see what it says. If you got one of those little things, home things, Google Home things. If you got one of those things that, with Alexa, one of those little things that you can talk to at home, ask it who is Jesus. And it's even more. Wait and see what it says. That's way on the other side of what Google gonna tell you.
All right.
I mean, from your phone, get one of them and ask him, who is Jesus Christ? You're gonna be insulted when they tell you when they respond. So we don't call our leaders no more and say, this is what's going on. And we just listen. I know as much as they know, and I hope you do. You should. The question: are you living it? Okay, let's move
All
on.
right, come on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Y'all,
Yes.
that's like me, y'all looking at me like you can't take no more. It don't matter because I done said it. The Holy Spirit gonna remind you of it now.
Yes.
You can count on that. The Holy Spirit bring all things back to your remembrance.
Come on, all right.
So it goes on to say, it says, although I have the gift of prophecy, watch this, here it is, know everything that the man and woman of God know, and I understand all mysteries. All mysteries. The sky is blue. The sky is black. God said, well, where were you when I put the stars in the sky? Where was you when I called the brighter light and the lesser light? Where was you when I hung the planets in their proper position? Where was you when I separated the water by its vaults? Where was you when I called the land to come out of the midst of the water and gave water boundaries? Where was you when I told water not only have boundaries on the land, but boundaries from the type of water, from the one type of water, from a lake to an ocean, from an ocean to a sea? You ever seen that? You ever checked it out? You ever seen where two waters come together and there's a clear line where this water don't cross? This water is blue, this water is green. Google it, check it out. He said, well, where were you when I did that? But we understand all mysteries. God said, I got a mystery for you. I got a mystery for you. Riddle me this. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do nothing that I say?
All right, come on. Come on. That's right. Yes.
Here's an enigma for you.
Yes. Mm.
He says, I understand all mysteries. Watch this. And I have all knowledge. Ooh. And though I have all faith, so that I can remove mountains be up and be cast into the sea. It says, but you have not love, you are. The other thing, you became something. Right? You're becoming this thing. Now you are it. He said you are nothing.
That's what you were afraid of.
He said you're nothing. Why? Because outside of Christ, we are nothing.
That's right. Yeah.
We're nothing. We're nothing. We're like blades of grass, flowers that's here today,
Yes.
gone tomorrow,
Yes.
and blown away in the wind.
Yes, that's right.
Only the things you do for Christ will last.
Yes.
You want eternity?
Yes.
I mean, eternity, I'm talking that starts now,
Yes.
not later. Now, through all the later, through all the eternities, come in line with love. Allow what love has done to work in your life by you working with love. And then you're going to begin to see some things happen in your life that require little to no effort from you because you understand you're not the one causing them to happen.
Yes.
You will just continue to let love work in your life,
Yes.
and you will continue to work with love with your life.
Yes.
And when that happens,
Yes.
now you're going to begin to see some things go on that will blow your mind.
Yes.
And from that point on,
Yes.
you will be the one who is the winner and not the loser.
Yes.
You'll be the one that is the head
Yes.
and not the tail.
Yes.
You'll be the one that's above
Yes.
and not beneath.
Yes.
You'll be the one walking in confidence and not the one walking in conflict.
Yes.
You'll be the one walking with pride and security and peace
Yes.
instead of the one that's walking in brokenness.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Because love always comes to tell you what love has already done. And when you know what love has already done,
Yes.
you know what's going to happen.
Yes.
You can walk and you can operate according to how love gives us to operate. Come on, give a little hand.